I be bored, responding, needing something to do. I done worked out 2 hours straight. The rest of my day is free. I'm on an all fruit damn detox. I don't give a fuck. I'm bored.
She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. And she said, it's natural. She don't have to.
Not only does the drama never end, but the tea is consistently hot. Remy Ma recognizes her grave error after cheating on Papoose with one of his own proteges for months. Papoose's new woman, Claressa Shields, isn't here to play games now that he's formally moved on and reality is hitting. She was convinced that she could simply start afresh as if nothing had occurred. The fact that Claressa just came out strong, driving Remy for dirt and exposing her cunning, is ensuring that never happens. It must have appeared to Remy that she could simply come back at any moment. Let me explain Remy's anger toward Claressa in case you're wondering why. Claressa is a world champion boxer with a steady career, wealth, and status comparable to Papoose, rather than just some Instagram model that rappers lust about during their early courtship. Remy finds inspiration in this. Papoose receives some suspicious behind-the-scenes photos from her, and she even employs seduction techniques, asking, what is Remy's endgame here? Remy most likely didn't consider divorce at first because Papoose had been getting rid of her for years. She believed he would be with her forever instead. Honestly, who can truly hold her accountable for it? Papoose was totally committed to her for a long time. He even defended her during her incarceration. He even got himself into trouble trying to smuggle a skeleton key to her in prison in an effort to assist her. When she was still incarcerated, he married her because he was so committed to her. He remained devoted for years without cheating or causing scandal. I'm not sure what else could be considered true devotion. With the hope that Papoose would just be there as usual, Remy overplayed her hand and cheated out of excessive conceit and self-satisfaction. Papoose would have finished it because of this, even if she had thought she could get away with it. He hit her with the most unexpected plot twist imaginable, but Remy honestly thought she could play him and still have him on the sidelines. Rather than wallowing in his sorrow over the betrayal, he broke up with her and moved on, not only with Claressa Shields but with everyone else. I promise you that this is not. Initially, it was assumed that Papoose would keep his next move quiet after ending a lengthy relationship with Remy, who for many years was a symbol of black love in Hollywood. But Papoose insisted that he was getting on with his life and that he had no problem making it public. We'll next discuss his current partner, Claressa Shields, who is a powerful figure in the sport and one of the most important female boxers alive. The typical Instagram or industry groupie is not her. In 3 different weight classes, she holds all 4 major world titles, making her the only boxer, both male and female. She is a 5-division world champion and was chosen the best female boxer in the ring by ESPN. She is successful, young, rich, and evil. The fact that Remy cannot even say that Papoose deteriorated bothers her because she wanted to be able to say, oh, he left me for some nobody. But Claressa, a powerhouse, and Remy know it, don't talk endlessly. Popular rapper, despite the fact that she continues to pursue her passion, there is an adverse difference between her and Claressa. Remember where it all started. In addition to being unfaithful, Remy fired Papoose for cheating, not just with anyone, but also with his own protege, the block captain. She is currently dying since she is seeing Papoose get married to someone else.
I don't give a fuck if you just till you stop doing the business. If I found out you was in the help, that could really ruin your image. We're talking, we're rocking Michelle, Pappin' Real. It's us. Y'all the poster child symbol for black love. In every interview, he showed his admiration and tell the world how he think his woman the greatest. That nigga held you down in prison for 6 years.
Papoose's overt sign that he had moved on with Claressa was the last straw. It's odd because he never publicly chastised Remy, confronted her, accused her of cheating in interviews, or tried to damage her reputation. He stumbled into easy and knocked him unconscious since he was so angry about the situation. Since Remy had denied the affair for months, pretending as if nothing was wrong and claiming that others were just making it up to build a story, he ended their relationship at that point, which she hadn't yet understood. Remy couldn't stand to watch him happy with anyone else in the whole situation, especially Claressa. Just as Claressa was ready to have a big professional moment, she publicly criticized their relationship on social media rather than take ownership of it and move on. Ryan, Destiny, and other celebrities starred in her next biography, which was a large-scale film about her life. She was intended to use this as a chance to shine, garner a lot of attention, and build her brand, but viewers quickly saw that Remy had timed her meltdown just well. Because you were married, you assumed responsibility, which exacerbated the ex-wife's feelings of jealousy and resentment before the film's scheduled release. If you can't have sex with me in person or over the phone, then letting Remy post texts between Claressa and Papoose on Instagram shouldn't be a big deal. Before the divorce was finalized, Claressa was being made to appear like a sidekick who had been lurking around. You must have been able to communicate or securely get it home by sleeping outside in the Sprinter. Remy used the occasion to mock Claressa for even penning the statement she released, suggesting that she was scolding Papoose for going out on his own while still legally married. Claressa was lying at my house, refusing to leave, while Papa's foolish self was dozing off on the phone. This woman hung up when she heard my voice. Despite the fact that she is a boxing champion, I'll tell you everything now. My dear, you are not alone. Asserting that the PR team is disseminating untrue material to damage Papoose's reputation and that she is a perfect man who is incapable of doing anything wrong. The public relations crew has been spreading lies about me every day for far too long, trying to paint me as a bad person and him as God's gift. She described Claressa Shields in her writing. Papa told me it was best if I said nothing, even though I begged him to stop reciting the story. I'm worn out. The final humiliating blow was then given by her. Oh, and he said he would never sleep with you because you're ugly. But don't worry, I saw everything now in the world. I'm going to witness it because you're such a difficult boohoo, and the hostility is intense. Remy continued to try to make as much noise as she could. She went one step further and shared more texts, this time showing Claressa's phone exploding in her sorrow, in an effort to persuade Papoose to step in. Even though I know you hate playing online games, you need to do something about this chick today, she allegedly wrote. She's too vulnerable for me to be up here with her. I don't care what she adds or says because others have already discovered her story. The film will be released on December 25. Has your backup phone arrived yet? With her big-budget film due on December 25, Claressa needed to keep up a perfect public persona. Even though it seemed like Remy was taking advantage of this, she posted a direct and aggressive response. I think you're a fool, Miss Shields. He didn't heed your counsel until I captured your top on tape. In addition, he was trying to get me arrested. The same woman who previously, she continued to explain, that same woman that I could have exposed a long time ago, using my own platform but didn't, oh. And I got all your pics and messages from the chicks he was messing with while I was locked up while he was holding me down, sidebar. She dropped another bombshell just as he was about to respond. He wrote my rhymes, suggesting that Papoose would be held accountable if any private footage of her was released because, according to her, he may have previously said that she would. Remy, however, wasn't just chasing Papoose, she was also wanting Claressa, revealing further exchanges that seemed to suggest Claressa was begging Papoose to keep them together. Claressa is accused of texting, "I'm not happy, but all right, I'm going to stop. Since my feelings aren't even warranted, and I don't want to add to your already existing tension, I'm going to quit. Even though being honest is always the best course of action, I can't thank you for it since I'm tired of talking and you not listening. You will do something if you feel like it. I'll just remain silent and ask for a gift. The fact that I'm tripping keeps coming up. Please give me some time. Hallucinations are happening to me. Even how I should react is a mystery to me. Remy was laughing while I lay here feeling foolish. By saying, "Hey, Miss Shields, I'm a one-boyfriend woman. Just like I was a one-husband woman, and I'm a good woman at that. So why won't these men just go?" She pulled Clarissa along with her. "You know why he will never buy you anything? Since he believes he is the prize. I have the bag, and he is a taker rather than a giver." When she finally lost her temper, she yelled, "Please stop playing with me because I'm not the enemy you want. I'm not even mad. The reason your guy is so upset is because I'm actually really thrilled. I know you feel foolish, daughter, in addition to the fact that you look ridiculous." Papoose had to step in and defend his girlfriend by this point because the situation had grown so nasty. According to reports, Remy had cheated on him with multiple men in addition to the block captain. He couldn't bear her being disparaged, so he called her out brutally out of resentment that he had abandoned her. Remy Ma's narcissism is very discernible due to his choice to cheat. Now that I've finally moved on, she's been forced to play the victim. She would much prefer to utilize her social media influence than deal with problems like a responsible adult, despite my repeated requests for a divorce. As you can see, I stayed mute because I didn't want to take part in this useless social media activity, and I wanted to protect my 6-year-old daughter, who has to go to school. Then he really went after her, uncovering her lies one by one. I will never put someone in jail again because you are lying, and it is easy to prove that you were the one who blocked the cops. He wasn't finished yet. He made up text conversations that you say date back 10 years in order to cover up the most serious charge, that she had cheated with his own pal Easy the Block, and defend adultery. Remy was here last Christmas while I was at home with my daughter. He explained, "Captain, since I moved on, she has become narcissistic, angry, and dishonest. I told her that we could divorce like adults, but she won't believe me when I tell her that I didn't knock this guy out. It's not really significant, but she texted me to lie about the knockout. Without even retaliating, he humiliated me. The last time I saw this dude, he was curled up in the fetal position, and everyone saw it," he said. "After I knocked him unconscious, Remy woke him up and spent 4 days at home with him. You could see my daughter was ready to lie about it again when I got home. Even though he was a narcissist, the fact that Remy wasn't going to punch him out for shaking my hand before having an affair with my wife was what really annoyed me about him. You believed that the only way you would leave was to create a big commotion, even though I kept telling you to go obtain a secret divorce. You know I don't use social media, but you might. Papoose ought to have the final say. She went back to work and denied that she had been away from the daughter over Christmas. Similar to how you utilize my beliefs, my background, and my image as a gangster girl against me. She said that Papoose had been trying to prevent her from seeing her family. When I was on video, you forced me to say things like, 'Oh, it's not Remy Ma calling the police for help. You're a rat, a snitch, your brothers, and Joe.' My stupid self was out there telling others not to talk about who you really were when you tried to cut me off from everyone and everything. After you had done everything you could to maintain this image of black love, she made a grave accusation against him. Despite the fact that I built for you, you tolerated all the lies about me. How much have you purposefully alienated and kicked out my family and friends?" Remy Ma made sure to include some ridiculous allegations so that Papoose would leave without being hauled through the dirt. He was clearly envious of her success, as she went on to say, "You hated that I started my rap battle league. You were mad I was helping other rappers instead of you. You literally said you were going to try to destroy it." She added that he allegedly tried to manipulate her and ruin her career. Public perception, she is ranting about this fake knockdown story, which is incredibly annoying because you kept repeating it, and everyone knows what they heard rather than what they saw. In the meantime, even if you swear it will end, you come and depart at night like a burglar wearing a mask. When my security saw you acting like this, you ran away like a coward. She continued by saying that Papoose wasn't just lying to her. He actively engaged in physical contact with her. She accused him of mistreating her while she was riding and playing with the police, and you never finished the pool project. You also attacked me in the garage. To get you off of me, the workers had to call the cops. You thought she was done, but she went one step further and gave an explanation for her rage. She and Clarissa were friends before Clarissa reportedly stole Papoose from her and stabbed her in the back. I'm not editing though. Then the sound and images continued to lie. Remy refused to let things go, sending Clarissa pictures over direct messaging with the caption, "Here's Pap's weirdo girlfriend wishing me Happy New Year." Remy even showed receipts. Finally fed up with Remy's shenanigans, Clarissa chose to clap back. It seems inconceivable that a 45-year-old woman would act in such a foolish manner. In fact, this woman approached me a few days later to ask for tips on how to show off her figure. The fact that I created this monster is ridiculous. Knowing the truth and being silent, I was out here telling you how wonderful you were. You truly believe you know what I got, so it's easy for you to lie to these individuals. I promise you that you will regret it. I'm not 45 yet, and you're 29, Remy snarled. You're not maturing like a good wine, okay? She wasn't done yet. She continued to say, I'm not your enemy, but tell your boyfriend to buy you some flowers and gifts. Oh wait, he didn't answer any of his phones because he was with his Cali girl this week, not her exposing Papoose for cheating already, or at least trying to, she said, but she couldn't help but notice. She clapped back as soon as Remy did, reprimanding him for allegedly creating false texts to stir up trouble. Text is crazy, and you can't scare me. You're acting foolishly, angrily, and resentfully. Please don't. She then issued a challenge to Remy on February 2nd, stating that she thought Remy Ma and Clarissa Shields should engage in a full-blown brawl. Even Remy, who likes to play the tough guy, had to miss this one since Clarissa is one of the world's top female fighters, and she loves fighting. Remy is losing the battle against Clarissa, even if he has hands. Naturally, we thought the drama would end when Remy turned down that dare, but Clarissa attacked Remy again after revealing something strange. Accusing him of Remy has been showing her off by taking her to games and making sure everyone knows he's moved on, while Pap and Clarissa have been enjoying their best life. If this is the case, it would be desperate to send Papoose pornographic pictures in an effort to win him back. By sending them sexual photographs, Remy may be attempting to destroy their relationship and causing them discomfort.
Clarissa even stepped up and confessed that she was completely in love with him.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other. But I don't know, it's not one of those things I was like, you know, I want to keep him all to myself. I didn't really.
But that's not even the most strange part. Rumors have it that Papoose is preparing to pop the question to Clarissa. He still seems to be in love and ready to move on despite everything that transpired with Remy. The issue is that Remy will not take this lightly. He asserts that she has been sending him some suspicious-looking photos and has used every strategy known to man to persuade him to come back. But the difficulty isn't why Clarissa is here. Games with citation requirements because she is close to the pair, she is prepared to stand up for them and make sure Remy doesn't ruin their relationship. In addition to watching the upcoming video and remembering to like and subscribe, kindly leave a comment below. This scenario is getting more convoluted by the moment, so even though I can talk to you right now, I feel like it's far from over. Do you believe Clarissa is being overly dramatic, or is Remy truly acting shaddily to get Papoose back?